Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good pleasant morning I bid to all my student H2P5. So cikgu dah boleh nampak Kaisar. So kelas yang lain please drop in the meeting chat Okay, Dania, yes, Miza Afika, Awati, teacher boleh nampak Faiz, hoping Faiz and Steven, you are in a good condition. Okay, so same goes to Awais. Awais, are you okay, Awais? Okay, Andrew, yes, good morning, Andrew. Okay, Awatif hadir, Awatif Kaisar hadir, okay, good. Miza Afika hadir. Okay, Dania hadir. Chang Chaili hadir. Okay, Pang hadir. Salam madam, yes Okay, so please alert all your friends yang lain Burhan, Elsa, Danu, Izzy, Huzaifa, Laura, Pika. Kamu kelas Okay, so teacher nak continue dah ni. We are going to start Nurin Azika, yes. Alia hadir, good. Nurin ni betul Farina Okay, so kalau you all ada, let's say you all share device. Okay, let me know Okay, before we proceed, let's kita recite a doa. Okay, and we start with Umul Kitab Al-Fatihah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahmanirrahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amin. Okay. Teacher dah nampak Danu, Easy. So please alert your friends yang lain Okay, cikgu still tak nampak lagi Huzaifa. Steven okay Steven, thank you Steven. Awaish, Faiz, Steven. Awaish, where are you Awaish? Hey Pika, who else yesterday? Auni. Okay, alright. So basically, what are we going to do class today? Okay, half hour, 30 minutes earlier, teacher nak bincang soalan tutorial like teacher dah mention. Okay, so and then another 30 minutes we're going to proceed with the next subtopic okay, which is a Krebs cycle. Right? Okay, so to begin with, teacher would like everybody to turn to page 23. Class turn to page 23 Okay, tutorial book page 23. Right, okay, so we're going to discuss question 1. Question 1, question 2. Okay, question 1 and question 2. Okay, and then after that, after we have done with that, we proceed with Krebs cycle. Okay, so if you have any questions, so just drop in the meeting, in the chat box. Okay, and let me know what is in your mind. Okay, if you tak faham ke anything, you just drop in the meeting chat box so that teacher alert and we can figure it out together, right? Okay, so let's begin our discussion. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so hoping you all boleh nampak screen cikgu Okay, so jom kelas. Basically, what are we going to discuss? Okay, we are going to focus on the two questions on page 23, like teacher mentioned Okay, and also page 24. So, jom kita tengok. Okay, so looking at this question, okay, it is given the diagram because figure shows several steps that involve in aerobic. Okay, and it involve dalam cell mana kelas? Okay, it mentions specific this is kidney cell, our cell. Okay, Okay, our kidney. That means dalam bahasa Melayu ni buah pinggang lah kelas Okay, bahasa-bahasanya tapi ginjal kidney. Okay, as you can see here, okay, it's given here kelas molecule A, molecule B, molecule C, okay, and then molecule D, molecule E, molecule F, and molecule G. So, in order to understand the concept, okay, you have to identify this molecule. Right, okay. So, if you still remember class, our like teacher already mentioned. Okay, so from this diagram, you all dah boleh dapat jawapannya kelas. Okay, so what do you think is A class? What do you think is A? Of course, from the answer, A is actually glucose. Okay, so A undergo the process what we call as a glycolysis process. Okay, so what is B? B is pyruvate. So Cikgu harap you all tolong drop in the meeting in the live chat class. Okay, you all boleh drop in the live chat. Okay, okay, you can drop a class Okay, A is glucose, B pyruvate. Cikgu nak nanti after this class, teacher nak you all snap picture and tunjuk kat cikgu you all dah buat Okay, I will share the Microsoft Sway link. So you all capture your answer and turn into the Microsoft Sway link Okay, next A, B done. Okay, C class. So what is C? What do you think is C from this diagram class Okay, is it acetyl CoA? Adakah dia acetyl CoA? Okay, yes. When there is a presence of oxygen, pyruvate will undergo what we call as a link reaction process. Okay, so this is where what we call before we proceed to Krebs cycle, you need to know one process what we call as a pyruvate oxidation or link reaction. Okay, so bila sebut a pyruvate oxidation, it involves structure that is a C. Okay, class so apa di C? C is acetyl CoA. So A is glucose, B is pyruvate, C is acetyl CoA. Okay, teacher nak you get familiar with these two. Okay, FADH2 and NADH. Right, and FADH2 kita tak jumpa lagi cikgu apa FADH2. Okay, so you are going to discover this FADH2 kejap lagi when we learn about Krebs cycle. Okay, so you just label dulu, identify D and D is FADH2, E is NADH, right? Okay, so if you can see from our our notes kat here class Okay, so actually NADH and FADH2 is given here in this diagram. Right, so where this act as an electron carrier. Okay, both of them will act as a electron carrier. Where this molecule get the electron? Yeah, they get it from the substrate that involved in the chemical reaction. Okay, so NADH and FADH2. Okay, so done D and E. Okay, what is F class? Okay, F totally shows. Okay, kalau tengok kat situ kelas FGH DE dah sorry tadi DE dah. Okay, F apa kelas? Okay, so kita ada air, kita ada oksigen, okay, and kita ada FG, where is H? Okay, F kita ada air, oksigen ni kelas, air, oksigen, and H H is from the C so carbon dioxide. Okay, so we have water, oksigen, and carbon dioxide. So obviously, what is E? E dah, sorry. What is, apa just now class? What is F? Okay, F is water, right? F is water. What is G? G is oksigen, okay? And H is carbon dioxide. Right, okay. So cikgu nampak Haikal, yes. Tolong kelas drop Haikal, okay Haikal. Haikal duduk rumah rehat lah kan. Right, okay. Awais, cikgu tak nampak lagi ni. Aida ada, okay good. Laura, siapa lagi? Farina, Pika. Okay, please reply teacher. Okay, hoping everybody semua boleh join teacher. Again, teacher would like to remind we are now looking at tutorial question page 23, class Tutorial book page 23, question 1 and question 2. Okay, now basically when this process in class when teacher asks you or when the question asks you, where does this reaction take place? Okay, so kalau you tengok from this our notes, right? Okay, these notes actually ada dalam nota kita kelas it is on page this one you may refer to our notes muka surat 69. Okay, kelas page 69 you may refer to our notes on page 69. Okay, so basically glycolysis berlaku kat mana? Cytoplasm. Okay, also can be written as a cytosol. Okay, boleh cikgu lihat respond from student. Okay, glycolysis, yes, cytoplasm. Okay, now next, formation of acetyl-CoA. Anyone please respond to teacher Respond to teacher in the class chat. Okay, where does the formation of acetyl-CoA? So formation of acetyl-CoA, it involve pyruvate oxidation class Okay, pyruvate oxidation. Okay, so kat sini kelas pyruvate oxidation. So where does it take place class? Come on, cikgu nak tengok. Kelas respon Pang, Andrew Pang. Okay, yes, mitochondria. Very good, Pang as you can see here, right? The molecule pyruvate, the 3 carbon molecule, the pyruvate, the 3 carbon molecule, okay, it will enter the mitochondria, right? Okay, and combine with coenzyme A to form acetyl-CoA. So the answer is mitochondria. Good, Pang? Okay, next. Soalan Krebs cycle. Where does the Krebs cycle happen, class, take place? Okay, mitochondria juga. Tetapi, okay, Pang kalau tadi link reaction is all mitochondria. But when Krebs cycle, you have to add matrix. Okay, matrix ni sangat penting kelas Okay, Krebs cycle, okay, take place or the metabolism of this process Krebs cycle take place in matrix of mitochondria. Here Okay, class this is the matrix of mitochondria. Boleh, Andrew? Okay, Chang Chaili, where are you, Chang Chaili? Okay, I'm looking for Chang Chaili juga. Come on, respond to teacher. Kaisa, mitochondria betul tapi kena tambah matrix. You have to add matrix Kaisa Matrix of mitochondria matrix. Matrix of mitochondria pun boleh. Okay, then ETC and chemiosmosis. Okay, ETC and chemiosmosis, this is actually two process that will consider what we call as the metabolism process as oxidative phosphorylation class oxidative phosphorylation. Okay, yes madam. Oh, Chan Shali ada So Kaisa terbetulkan Krebs cycle berlaku dalam matrix of mitochondria Okay, where does this ETC and chemiosmosis? ETC and chemiosmosis also can be known as apa class? Oxidative phosphorylation. Okay, so you all boleh jot down kat situ kelas Okay, glycolysis lagi juga cytoplasm, cytosol, acetyl-CoA, mitochondria, like what Andrew dah jawab tadi Andrew tahniah Andrew. Okay, and then Krebs cycle kena tambah matrix Kaisa, matrix of mitochondria, right? Okay, so where does the ETC and chemiosmosis take place? Okay, it involved in inner membrane. So, teacher would like to ask you all my students, okay, can teacher jawab kat sini Christie kelas? Boleh tak cikgu jawab kat sini Christie? Let's say kalau cikgu tulis sini CRIS Christie TAE. Boleh tak cikgu jawab Christie kelas? What do you think? Anyone please respond teacher, boleh tak jawab Christie? Boleh tak jawab Christie? Cikgu tak jawab, tak nampak lagi apa ni all boleh ke tak? Farina ada Farina, Pika, Laura, cikgu tak nampak lagi ni. Okay, so can you Faiz, Faiz, are you okay, Faiz? Okay, can you jawab Christian class? Someone respond teacher in the live chat. Can you jawab Christian untuk ETC and chemiosmosis? Just jawab situ. No or yes je. Please drop in the meeting chat class no or yes please someone. Tak nampak lagi someone replying to me. Kaisah, Awais, Faiz, Afika, Miza Afika. Miza Afika ada Miza Afika? No, oh yes, Miza Afika? Okay, boleh, yes. Alia Izzati. Thank you, my dearest Alia Izzati. Okay, so yes, can also because as you all know, yesterday kita dah belajar inner membrane ini, yes, betul, Andrew Pang, okay? Because as you all know, and inner membrane ini also can be considered as apa kelas? Okay, inner membrane also can be considered as cristae. Cristae ini adalah folded of inner membrane. Okay, very good. Aida Aslina, Alia Izzati and Rupang. Right. Okay, done with that. Now we proceed to next the table class. Okay, so done. Now let's see how you summarize. Okay, so this table is a very important table in order for you to summarize the process of aerobic respiration, where from one molecule glucose, okay, it will form the product, the importance product, which what we call as ATP. Okay, so kalau you all still remember class, teacher did share this diagram. Okay, so as you can see here, okay, in glycolysis step 7 dengan step 10 kelas, step 7 dengan step 10. Right, we have learned this during the glycolysis process. Okay, then dalam Krebs cycle ada 2 lagi ATP. Kejap lagi teacher nak you all alert kat mana agaknya which step. Okay, and oxidative respiration 34 ATP kelas. Right, okay. So ini dalam syllabus kita we are learning about cell, okay, which produce 38 ATP. Okay, cell active class. Okay, so 38 ATP. So where does this 38 ATP comes from? So we start with process A-B. So what is process A-B class? It's a glycolysis. A to B is glycolysis. Okay, glycolysis where the glucose break to pyruvate. Okay, and substrate level phosphorylation kat sini dia panggil net kelas net to ATP, because during step 1 dengan step 3 kita guna dulu 2. Guna 2 kejap ya cikgu punya apa ni. Okay, we use 2 ATP here class. We use 2 ATP. Okay, tetapi bila sampai dekat apa tu net kelas net and then we get 4 ATP dalam step 7 dengan step 10. So bila tolak dapat net 2 ATP. Okay, NADH berlaku kat mana masa glycolysis? It is step 6. Kalau you all ingat balik glycolysis, okay, cikgu ada tunjukkan sebelum ni glycolysis here class. Okay, so glycolysis step mana? Ni step 6 Okay, oxidation and phosphorylation. Where it form 2 NADH. Right, so that is where you get the 2 NADH. Right, okay, so the 2 NADH, okay, the 2 NADH you get from step 6. There is no FADH2, tak ada kelas. Right, so how many total ATP is produced during glycolysis? Okay, it is 2 ATP. Total ATP produced via oxidative phosphorylation. Okay, mana dapat 6? Later on teacher akan explain this one in class. Okay, for the time being you all ambil dulu the points. Nanti later on kita akan come back to this timetable pula. This table in order for you to understand. Okay, how you can summary the amount of NADH, the amount of FADH2, and also the amount of ATP. Okay, B ke C apa kelas? B ke C? B ke C is link reaction. Link reaction atau also can be known as pyruvate oxidation. Okay, pyruvate oxidation. Ini kelas tadi. Pyruvate oxidation. Ini. Right, link reaction also can be known as pyruvate oxidation. So kat situ tak ada ATP terhasil. So zero, you letak zero. NADH ada dua. Kat mana? Okay, kejap lagi kita akan go through sama-sama. So FADH pun tak ada. Okay. So then suddenly dapat 6 ATP. Okay, macam mana dapat 6 ATP ni cikgu? From 2 NADH become 6 Daripada 2 NADH, okay, become 6 ATP. Where does this come from? Okay, you are going to understand nanti when we learn about this process, link reaction and Krebs cycle. Okay, so Krebs cycle kejap lagi when we go through, okay, you akan nampak kelas it will produce 2 ATP and also 6 NADH, 2 FADH2 and wow, lumayan Krebs cycle ni adalah metabolism process where it involve 6 NADH and 2 FADH2 where this electron carrier okay will be transported to oxidative phosphorylation okay dan menghasilkan lumayan paling banyak contribution iaitu 22 ATP. So bila you tambah where you get this 34 ATP, so you tambah this one lah. Okay, you tambah, let's say cikgu labelkan number 1, number 2 and number 3. You get total 34 ATP. Okay, so 34 ATP that produced from oxidative phosphorylation or also can be known as ETC, ETC and chemiosmosis. Okay, ETC and chemiosmosis. Okay, this one, okay. It will produce 34 ATP, lumayan ni kelas and then plus the total ATP that produced through atau via substrate level phosphorylation. So these two, when you plus, you will get 38 ATP in active cell. Okay, kelas in active cell. So active cell require more energy. Okay, so do you have any question regarding that? It's already 9:30 kelas Okay, so cikgu harap you all boleh faham kat situ. Aida, Pang, Alia Izzati dah respon. Cikgu tak nampak lagi ni my student Laura, Burhan, Uzaifa. Please respond to teacher. Okay, class. Okay, next we proceed to page 24. Okay, page 24. Boleh kelas Page 23 done Okay, now we move to page 24. Okay, so if you refer to this to this whole process, okay, 5 step for energy investment, 5 step for payoff phase. Okay, 5 step. Okay, like teacher mentioned, step yang kamu kena hafal enzyme is hexokinase. Okay, step 1, phosphorylation, enzyme dia hexokinase. Step 3, phosphorylation juga, enzyme dia adalah phosphofructokinase. Okay, and why this step 1 and step 3 important? Because here, these two steps, it involve the usage of ATP. Okay, the usage of ATP diguna. Right, step 6, dia hasilkan NADH. Step 7, dihasilkan ATP. Step 10, dia juga hasilkan ATP. Okay, so this is the popular step kelas yang selalu akan di-highlightkan dalam soalan. So, now back to the question. Cuba kamu tengok soalan kelas Okay, so tiba-tiba tengok cikgu, kenapa dia kalau tengok pada figure 2, if you refer to figure 2, okay, the question suddenly in between tu dia buat banyak arrow kan? Realize tak kelas dia buat banyak arrow okay. So what is the okay, tengok from glucose dia ada step P. Okay, and then step Q, step R and step S. So meaning that bukan semua 10-10 tu kamu kena hafal kelas Kamu kena faham. Okay, kena faham proses ni nak apa Step mana yang dia highlightkan. Okay, anyone? Okay, anyone class? What do you think? What is step P, step Q, step R, step S? Okay, so mula-mula soalan tanya location. Okay, and also apa nama proses ni? Jadi cikgu rasa kita dah jawab, this process is glycolysis process, and like we have done in question 1, okay, the location of this process is cytoplasm or cytosol. Okay, so you all tolong kelas you all ada idea kawan-kawan lain, Huzaifah, kita nampak lagi Okay, so kelas boleh? Okay, next daripada step PQRS, step PQRS, step mana yang akan guna ATP? Okay, jom kita identify dulu step P. Okay, jom kita dulu identify step P kelas Step mana yang akan guna ATP? So please, okay, good, Kaisa faham, okay. So please respond to my question kelas Okay, step mana? What is step P kelas? Someone respond in the meeting chat. What do you think is step P? Glucose. Okay, sepatutnya glucose. Kalau you tengok balik glycolysis, tengok sini kelas Glycolysis. Step 1 is phosphorylation. Glucose convert to glucose 6-phosphate guna ATP. Okay, and then step 2 isomerization. Step 3 fructose 6-phosphate phosphorylation to become fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. Am I right? Okay. Alright. So Miza Afika jawab phosphorylation Okay. Mari cikgu tayang sikit jawapan Miza Afika lah Okay. Miza Afika kata phosphorylation. Do you agree class? Okay. Muhammad Huzaifah hadir. Yes. Okay. Thank you Huzaifah. Okay. So Huzaifah turn to page we are now looking at tutorial book Okay, tutorial book, page 23. Question 1 already done. Okay, we are now proceed into question 2. Okay, so what is P? Just now, siapa? Apa ni? Afika jawab phosphorylation. So do you agree class? Alright, so let's go. Kita tengok jawapan dia ialah step P dan step Q. Okay, step P dan step Q. So that means step P ni ialah step 1. Step P ialah step 1. And step Q adalah step 3. And you are totally correct Amiza Afika. These two process, P and Q are what we call as phosphorylation Step P and step Q is the kalau you tengok pada apa ni, refer to the notes So it is referring to the phosphorylation. Okay, phosphorylation. Okay, why ATP is used during these two steps? Okay, so in order to increase the energy level of the molecule. So kita nak energizekan the glucose molecule and also as well as the fructose molecule. Okay, so kita nak bagi fructose, glucose tu we add in phosphate, so glucose akan energize and also satu lagi, right, kita nak juga pastikan, atau another reason is to make sure this molecule become chemically reactive, and will be easily breaking down so that is also the main purpose why we need ATP. Okay, we invest dulu ATP class in step 1 and step 3. Right? Okay, like teacher mentioned, step 1 and step 3 where you need to memorize the two enzyme So it is asked in the question. Right? So the question in the tutorial asks, apa nama enzyme step P? Like teacher mentioned, it is a hexokinase. Dua-dua kinase kelas Kalau tengok kat ni ending dia catalase kinase. Dua-dua kinase. Okay, cuma bezanya nama spesifik untuk step 1 iaitu hexokinase. Hexokinase. Step Q, phosphofructokinase. Phosphofructokinase. Boleh kelas Okay, now let's see from here. Right, okay, from the glycolysis process, soalan tanya tentang apa kelas? Number C? Number D. Okay, step mana akan produce NADH? Okay, like teacher always emphasize, it will occur at step 6. Am I right? Okay, it will occur at step 6, oxidative and phosphorylation. Okay, so where is the P dan Q dah kelas P dengan Q settle, so tinggal lagi R dengan S. So which step agak kena kelas Okay, P dengan Q kita dah settle kelas This is step 1. Okay, this is step 3. Now tinggal step R dengan step S. So how you going to know this is a step 6? Okay. So you tengok kepada formation of it kelas Okay, fructose, kalau you refer balik kepada nota, fructose dash 1,6 biphosphate. Where is it? Okay, fructose 1,6 dash bisphosphate will split to become G3P. It will become G3P. Okay, and then this G3P will undergo what we call as oxidation and phosphorylation. So which step do you think menjawab our step question D class? R ke S? Okay, totally it must be S, bukan R kelas R tadi adalah splitting. Okay, splitting and then involve isomerization Okay, because that one they can split and be isomerization and become G3P juga. Okay, so it's a step S. Okay, so what is where does start NADH product does step S, which is step 6. Kalau kamu nak faham konsep kelas and apa fungsi NADH, like teacher mentioned earlier, okay, it is as a reducing agent pun boleh. Okay, ataupun electron carrier pun boleh in our notes mention ni kelas Okay, so mari kita tengok nota kita sekejap atas sikit. Ada tak sini sebut Okay, so NADH act as a electron carrier atau reducing agent. Kan nota kita ada you all tunjuk rujuk kat on page 70 kelas Okay, on page 73. You all rujuk nota 73 function of atau the role of NADH Okay, act as electron carrier atau reducing agent. Okay, next, last but not least, then we go to E. Okay, what is E class? So E, dia tanya berapa NADH and pyruvate are produced from one molecule of 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate. Okay, the answer is 0 NADH and 1 pyruvate. So this question quite tricky class Okay, ramai senior kamu confuse kat sini ataupun get it wrong. Okay, baca soalan baik-baik. Ni adalah skill, teknik ataupun tricky of the question. Okay, dalam soalan ini, okay, just now we already summary the from the table and NADH hanya akan dihasilkan pada step 6. What is step 6 kan? Step 6 is referring to the G3P convert to become 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate. Okay, kat situ saja berlaku formation of NADH. The question sekarang ask you regarding 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate. Kat mana kelas? Kat sini 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate, okay, it will undergo SLP to form 3 phosphoglycerate. So ada tak NADH terhasil kat sini? Yeah, of course tak ada That's why the answer is 0. Okay, the answer is 0. And dia tanya pula how many molecules? 0. And berapa pyruvate? Sebab dia tanya 1. So that means pyruvate yang dihasilkan 1 lah because it is highlighted in the question 1. Okay, satu lagi tricky question ni kelas In this question dia tanya one molecule. Ni penting ni. So jangan tertipu dengan soalan dia trick kamu. So disebut one, so one pyruvate lah. Kalau ikutkan sepatutnya two pyruvate. Kalau dia involve two molecule of 1,3 dash bis phosphoglycerate because dia one pyruvate. Okay. So next soalan F. Okay kelas state all the end product or process in figure 2. Okay, so end product ni ialah finally overall kalau you tengok summary of this process glycolysis. Okay, dia akan hasilkan 2 pyruvate, 2 pyruvate, 2 net ATP. Okay, net kelas net tadi sebab as teacher mentioned earlier, step 7, step 10 dapat 4 minus dengan step 1 dan step 3 2. So 4 tolak 2 dapat 2 2 NADH plus 2H plus N. Okay, meaning kat sini kelas you have to list all the product. Kalau tertinggal satu, no marks. Nampak nak dapat satu markah ni, so you have to list all the N products. All kelas all. Soalan tadi sebab all. Okay, so how many N products? Okay, pyruvate 1, E, okay, 2 NADH 3, okay, and air 4. Okay, so glycolysis ada 4 end product yang teacher nak you all understood. Okay, and last but not least for question 2, okay, ada apa-apa nak cakap? Yes, good Kaisa. Step splitting step R, splitting, yes, splitting, and then after that they go to isomerization to form 3G3P. Okay, next, what happened to pyruvate kalau tak ada oksigen kelas Okay, so if there is no oxygen, okay, pyruvate cannot be oxidized. That means pyruvate tak akan bagi elektron, tak hilang elektron Tapi bila tak ada oksigen, pyruvate lah yang akan dapat pula elektron. So that means pyruvate will undergo the process of reduction. Okay, kalau tak ada oksigen, when there is no oxygen, tak ada oksigen kelas pyruvate will undergo what we call the process is lactate fermentation atau pyruvate will go under reduction process. Okay, reduction process means like teacher mention R. Okay kelas, lanjut juga apa reduction kelas? Reduction kamu guna apa? GER Okay, GER. Apa maksud GER kelas? Gain electron. Okay, gain electron gain electron. Gain electron means reduction. Okay, gain electron means reduction So reduction. Okay, gain electron means reduction So kalau reduction you all short form dia menjadi GER G GER kelas GER okay. Right, so back to our discussion. Right, jadi dia akan jadi reduction GER. Okay, gain electron which is reduction. Okay, so I think that's all done. We have already discussed soalan 1 dan soalan 2 regarding glycolysis. If you have any question class? Okay, do you have any question regarding question tutorial? Okay, so we are still about 7+ minutes So let's go and look at Krebs cycle. So tomorrow we are going to detail the Krebs cycle and you have to ready tutorial question for Krebs cycle on page 25. Okay, class, tomorrow kita akan sambung Krebs cycle and continue juga discuss the tutorial question Okay, so cikgu masuk sikitlah tentang Krebs cycle untuk mukadimahnya. So tomorrow we will go thoroughly okay, detail about this Krebs cycle. Okay, so that you have the idea about it. Okay, so before we can proceed to Krebs cycle, let me finish another metabolism okay, what we call as a pyruvate oxidation. Right, pyruvate oxidation or also can be known as link reaction. Just now kita dah summary Okay, the end product of glycolysis is 2-pyruvate. So what happened to these 2-pyruvate molecule, class? These 2-pyruvate molecule, what happened? So it will undergo pyruvate oxidation. Kat mana? Okay, it will enter the mitochondria. Okay, kalau nak lebih spesifik, nak jawab soalan tutorial tadi, kelas, tutorial page 23, soalan B part 2, Okay, so lebih tepatnya ialah intermembrane space. Okay, so link reaction involve at intermembrane space. Okay, so this is the plasma membrane. This is pyruvate molecule. It will enter the mitochondria, the organelle of mitochondria, into the intermembrane space. Class, Okay, it's an intermembrane space of mitochondria, and it involves three process. Okay, so what are the three process, class? Okay, decarboxylation. So ini akan menghasilkan carbon dioxide. Decarboxylation, oxidation. Oxidation means losing electron. Pyruvate akan lose its electron. Okay, and when mentioned about losing electron, it will involve electron carrier, which is NAD plus. Okay, so bila ada oxidation saja mesti libatkan electron carrier, class. So in this case yang akan tiba adalah NAD plus. And in order to make the to make the enzyme to make the pyruvate stable, okay, we attach with coenzyme A, the cofactor, okay, in order to proceed to the Krebs cycle process. Okay, so that is how the link reaction process the metabolism take place, class. Okay, so pyruvate oxidize and given off as a carbon dioxide. Okay, that was disebut saja decarboxylation, meaning pyruvate yang 3 carbon tadi, pyruvate 3 carbon, kelas, dia remove 1 carbon, dia akan bentuk carbon dioxide. So tinggal lagi C2. So C2 inilah menyebabkan kita kena attach dengan acetyl-CoA. Nampak, kelas? Ni ada 2 carbon tinggal lagi. Sebab 1 carbon dah remove as a carbon dioxide. Okay, and then the pyruvate also lose its electron. Dia akan oxidize, lose electron. Dan electron ini akan diterima oleh the electron carrier, what we call as NAD plus. Okay, so electron akan dapat pada NAD plus. NAD plus will convert to become NADH. Reduce. The term is reduced. Okay, so finally the 2 carbon molecule attached with cofactor. Example is a coenzyme, CoA. Okay, and CoA. So this acetyl-CoA will continue the journey of metabolism, okay, to enter the Krebs cycle process. Alright, so I think we stop until here. Tomorrow kita akan sambung dekat sini. So cikgu recap the link reaction process, okay, akan menghasilkan 2 acetyl coenzyme A, 2 NADH plus, 2 H2 plus, and 2 carbon dioxide. Kenapa semua 2 kelas? Daripada 1 glukos kelas, 1 glukos dapat 2, because just now from 1 glukos is become 2 pyruvate. 2 pyruvate kelas. So that's why the net yield is this one. Okay, so I think I stop until here. And is there any question you want to ask me, class? Okay, is there any question? Cikgu nampak Wani. Okay, Wani Wani hadir. Maaf, sorry tadi madam. Yes. Macam tak full juga kita punya attendance ni. Laura ni. Burhan ada, Burhan. Where are you, Burhan? I can't see you. Oh, Faiz ada. Okay. Okay, Faiz. Cikgu harap Faiz take care. Auni, Farina, Laura, Pika, Elsa, where are you, Elsa? Okay, kelas So hoping you all sihat-sihat semua. Tak ada apa-apa masalah ya. Okay, so anything kalau you all feel something make sure apa tu you all ambil apa tu any Panadol ke, okay, and then vitamin C, right, in order to maintain your health. Okay, so that one, okay, tomorrow class prepare, okay, for tomorrow, okay, yeah. Alhamdulillah sihat madam, yes good Wani baru nak ni. Okay Faiz, take care Faiz Cikgu harap Faiz apa boleh apa tu recover soon Okay, how about Auni? Jadi esok kelas, teacher would like you to prepare tutorial question. Okay, for Krebs cycle, you read up read up and prepare tutorial question page 25 page 25, okay, so that you can get the idea of what is all about our lesson tomorrow. Okay, so can I have someone to respond, teacher? Do you have anything to ask? Kaisa, ada apa nak tanya Kaisa? Please drop in the meeting chat. Please drop in our live chat in order for you to apa ni nak tahu. Do you want to ask anything? Come on, class. Okay, teacher nak seorang wakil kan InsyaAllah. Thank you, madam. Okay, Izzy. Take care, Izzy. Sorry, Faiz Okay, so make sure read up Krebs cycle. Okay, and prepare tutorial question page 25. So after this, okay, cikgu, I will stop and I want you to share you please screenshot your what class? Your tutorial answer. Okay, and then share with me in the link apa tu? Nak tunggu kutip buku kamu. Bila cikgu dapat kutip so you all just submit in the Microsoft Way. Okay, you submit dalam Microsoft Way so that nanti cikgu boleh tengok you all dah apa tu. Okay, alright, thank you Pang mewakili semua kawan-kawan. Don't have any question, very good right, so nanti cikgu yang akan tanya pula kamu. Okay, for the time being we stop until here. Thank you class, meet again tomorrow. Okay, Assalamualaikum, bye, thank you.